Hello and welcome to Wednesday. We did it. It's taken like 4.5 months, but we finally did it. We finished Ocarina of Time. And I kind of wish I would have left it on, because when you get to the very end of the game, it freezes on the screen. If I pull it up really quick, it's... there it is. The end. That's what it looks like at the end, and this is what it looks like otherwise. Hey, look, it's just a bunch of raw footage of stuff. Anyway, yeah, it was great. It went pretty well, all things considered. Mal's the one that wrapped it up. Mal's the one that took down Ganondorf, and there was some struggles, but overall it was all right. She did fine. She did good, and she got to experience, what so many people get to call, their favorite game of all time, or one of the best games ever made. And certainly it hasn't aged as well as some of the other titles, because there's been more modern game mechanics and game design come along. But I mean, it's a good piece of history, and also it still holds up pretty well. I mean, it really does. Like, it's kind of unfortunate that there's not a button for the camera, not a stick for the camera. And there's a few things that feel a little clunky and a little stiff. But overall, like, the story itself is still good. A lot of the things that were innovated at the time, like, still hold up and are still being used in gaming today. Like, it's just really, really good. So now that we finished it, I need to get it to Dan, because we need this last batch of 4 episodes for Monday. And I just sent him a message, and I was like, hey, by the way, are you hungry? Because it's a little later right now. It's almost 11. And he said, yeah. I said, would you be interested in going to get a bite to eat? Kind of like a little pseudo celebration for, finishing Ocarina. And he was like, yeah. So we're gonna finish loading up the footage onto a jump drive, and then we're gonna go take it to him, and we'll get a bite to eat. He's done so well on this series. He's covered quite a few things on the channel at this point. He's done, a complete series already. Like, he did Halo 3. Like, he covered Halo 3. He did the NES Classics. So he's done some of these things. But Ocarina, I think, is like the first, kind of really long, big series that he's done. And the first big project that he's seen, like, start to finish. And he did so well. And he even added his own spin on things, not only with the creation of the graphics and stuff, but also by, like, occasionally putting in his voice into the series by, having things come up on screen and say, certain smart aleck remarks depending on what we were doing. And he was basically able to add himself to the Let's Play in that way, and people really loved it. I mean, that was probably one of the things people love most about the series, which, is fine by me. As long as people are entertained and having fun, I think that's great. Gesundheit, by the way, little buddy. And also, for our other little buddy, he's been doing well today. I don't want to say, like, he's back to his old self, but he really is. I mean, he's not, like, super overexerting himself, but he just feels more like Sagan today.
His personality.
Yeah, his personality. He spent a lot of the day just chilling, but I mean, the anesthesia's worn off. He doesn't have the brain fog. He feels like Sagan again, which is good. For now, it's just going to be a situation of continuing to give him his medicine twice a day, and we have to make sure that he doesn't get any dry food. He's got to stay on his wet food, but as long as we do that, he'll be fine.
He doesn't like being locked away.
Yeah, we put him in the room last night, in the bathroom, and he cried for hours. And I fell asleep, but Mao doesn't fall asleep as easily. And Mao actually took one for the team last night. She woke up. Well, you never fell asleep because he was crying. Mao got up out of bed and let him out and went out into the living room.
I watched TV for about an hour and a half.
And then you just sat with...
Gave him a little bit of food because he was starting to pick on Kepler. And Kepler is still hissing at him. And then I got tired and fell asleep, and Kepler cuddled me. And then I felt Kepler growl, like it was like a deep, like, roar.
Mm-hmm.
So I just reached down and put my hand on him, and he stopped. So I figured Sagan had jumped up on the couch with me.
Yeah.
And so I had both boys on the couch, and Kepler wasn't really bothering him, and I fell asleep, and that's how you found me in the morning.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning, and this morning, and Mao wasn't in bed, and I was like, where's Mao? So I got out of bed and I walked into the living room and she was there and both of the boys were curled up next to her, and I was like, oh. So I didn't even, like last night, I just completely fell asleep, but Mal tended to the boys and they were fine, and they've been doing good, so hopefully that trend will continue. Anyway, let's get a bite to eat.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Things are closing, but somewhere's open. I'm gonna be honest, Mal.
What?
Yours does not look as good as mine and Dan's.
I agree.
Like, Mal got a burger, and Dan and I got this really sweet buffalo. They're huge. Yeah. They're absolutely gigantic, but they look great. Hickory Tavern apparently started doing a late night menu, because we were here before when it was, you know, it was pretty late and there was a full menu, but now it's just a few things, and this was one of them. But this looks amazing. This looks really, really good. Oh, Dan, by the way, a little early for you since you still have 4 episodes to edit, but congratulations on finishing Ocarina of Time.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I mean,
for letting me work on it.
Yeah, I mean, we're done with our part, so you have a little bit more to go, but this is kind of like a celebration.
Yeah. Go Lonk.
Get that thing. Who's a good boy? Who's still mad at Sagan because he smells funny? It's you. Back from food. I gotta say, holy crap. And not to make you feel bad.
My burger was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Because I wanted to say that even though my sandwich...
was really good.
Yeah, I wanted to say even though my sandwich looked good, it tasted really, really good. Like, that was just... It was fried perfectly is what it came down to.
It looked like it.
It was. I mean, it was just really good. Holy cow. And it was spicy. Like, not too spicy, but, like, spicy enough. I don't think I could rate it, because part of me wants to give it a 7, but then there's another part that's like, well, maybe like 6.5. So instead, I think I'm going to abstain, but it's...
Mine was a 5.
Okay. That's reasonable. But it was, oh, man, it was good. It was really good. So we dropped Dan back off. In addition to giving him Ocarina, he gave us quite a few things. There's the hissing. Fortunately, they don't really fight, which is nice, because I guess he smells funny and he doesn't want to be around him too much. If they cross paths, he'll hiss, but otherwise he doesn't really like go on the hunt for Sagan, which is nice. Now we're going to go to bed. I got a little bit to do, but otherwise we're going to go to bed and still be in bed, you know, pretty early, all things considered. Not too bad. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?